All right, everybody, what's up? Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group. March 13th, and a rip your face off rally in the market today. The Dow finished the day up 1,985 points. Just about 9.5% gain after experiencing a 10% decline yesterday. That's insane. Okay. This volatility is so out of this world. I know I keep saying this. I know you're sick and tired of probably hearing me say this, but this is such an amazing time to be a trader. Beautiful recovery day today. We had a big gap up today. We gave the gap up back and then rallied to be up 1900 plus. Just crazy. The volatility and the movement that you're getting like a 20-point range on the SPY. Really think about a 20-point range on the SPY. It usually in a normal environment, it takes the SPY months to do that. Today, right now, we're doing it in a single day. We moved 7% in 25 minutes today. It's insane. We moved 15 points in 25 minutes. Just ridiculous. An absolute rip your face off rally, guys. This is the kind of stuff that you have to be ready for. This is the kind of volatility you have to be able to trade, and you have to be comfortable trading, because this environment's not going anywhere as long as we have this unknown factor. The unknown factor of how bad is the economic impact of the virus going to be? How long is it going to take to get the virus under control? Until we have that answer, this volatility is going to stay here because the markets are going through price discovery. Nobody can put their finger on a PE ratio the S&P should be trading at over the next few quarters, because no one knows what the economic impact is going to be for Q2, Q3, etc. Once the market knows the virus spread is over, schools are back open, people are going back out shopping, sporting events are not canceled. Once the market knows that is over, they'll be able to put their finger on what the economic impact is going to be and be able to calculate some forward-looking earnings. That's when price discovery will come to, it'll start to stabilize, and you're going to stop getting 1,900-point moves, and the market will go back to its regular traditional trading range once you have that market discovery in place. Until then, expect this volatility. I finished the day with a 153% gain in a call option trade in the SPY off of just repetition. Honestly, because the exact same price action that we saw yesterday and today is the identical price action that we saw in the SPY Monday and Tuesday. Identical. Okay? And the last 3 weeks now, we have had a rip your face off rally going into the close on Friday. Today was no different. The added factor, the X factor here for me today in this option trade was Donald Trump giving a speech at 3 p.m. Now, he ended up not speaking till actually around 3:30, 3:40. By the time he actually came on and started talking, it was actually more like 3:30. But I bought call options at around 3 o'clock, anticipating this move, and it worked out beautifully. So I'm going to talk to you guys right now about this trade. I made a couple trades in the morning. I was actually red going into this trade. I lost on SPY option in the morning, and I made a small trade in GLBS that didn't work out, so I lost a little bit of money on that too. But then came back with this monster of a move in these SPY call options. And I'll talk to you guys about all three of those trades. Before I get into the recap on the 153% SPY call option, just a reminder that the 30% discount on the 1-year all-inclusive membership plan is extended until Sunday night. If you guys want to join my group, the TGD family, and trade with me live, get all my courses, including the new course I just released, which is how to survive and thrive during a stock market crash, just click on the link in the description below and use coupon code TTGBM2020. And that'll get you guys 30% off that 1-year all-inclusive membership plan. Now, let's get to the good stuff. I'm going to start with the winner, and then I'll go over to the losers on the day. Let me zoom out and show you what I'm talking about. This was identical price action to Monday and Tuesday. Monday, huge gap down, right? Circuit breaker halts. We get halted on Monday. All right. Then we put in a double bottom on Monday. Tuesday comes. Huge gap up. We fail to get through the prior day's highs. We sell off. Retest the prior day's close. Rip your face off rally into the bell. Now let's move into today and yesterday. Huge gap down. Circuit breaker halts on the market. Market puts in a double bottom. Today, huge gap up. Fail to get through yesterday's highs. Roll over. Test yesterday's low. Rip your face off rally into the close. Okay. Identical price action between these 2 days. This is what I was looking for going into the close. And then when you go back to last Friday, rip your face off rally into the close. Okay. This is what I was seeing. All right. That's why I'm saying to myself, we've got Trump speaking at 3:00. This is identical price action to what we saw on Monday and Tuesday. And then I also started to notice this little downtrend line. See that nice little downtrend line that we have here? Yesterday's high, today's high. Then you can see we just kept holding this resistance level. So I'm really looking at this entire setup, and I'm looking at big picture thinking, I think we're going to rip right into the close. And that's exactly what we did. And I went in here and take you guys zoom in a little bit. Right here, I bought SPY call options. I'll take you guys to my announcements. Again, I'm starting with my last trade of the day, which was the big win. I'll get to my losing trades in a moment. Here you guys can see I bought the 260 strike. Today's expiration calls at $2.18. All right. Now, I had a little issue here because this is when Trump started speaking. Right there is when he started speaking. That tail is real. The SPY actually did pull all the way down to this tail, piercing through my stop loss area. And I'm saying to myself, nothing happened. He just started speaking. He walked out. He was in the Rose Garden. He gets on the microphone and goes, "What a beautiful day it is today in the Rose Garden. Thank you for joining me." And the market just starts to sell off. And I'm saying, nothing has happened. Okay. I'm not getting shaken out of this trade before I know what this conference, this news conference and this speech is going to be about. Everybody was expecting him to announce a national disaster, declare a national emergency, release tens of billions of dollars, get FEMA involved. Everybody was expecting that. We got that. But the highlight of the speech, what I think is the reason why the market rallied, was the emphasis placed on testing. How with Google, the government is working to set up a website where people can go to kind of self-diagnose themselves, which will then lead them to a destination in their area where they can go for drive-through testing. Then they have a whole process set up for lab work to get those test results back. He made a comment that in a couple of weeks they're going to have 1 million tests, and within a month they're going to have 5 million tests available. I think that's well more than enough than what we're going to need. But the key here is that the market finally heard something that is about health related and stopping the spread of the virus. I've been saying for the last couple of days that economic stimulus is not going to save the market right now because the market does not know how much economic stimulus is needed. You can't figure out how much stimulus is needed until you figure out what the economic impact is going to be. You can't figure out what the economic impact is going to be until you know when the virus has stopped spreading. That's why when you got this big news announcement yesterday of the Fed injecting $1.5 trillion of liquidity into the bond market, we rallied and it did not hold. Because what does that economic stimulus mean if it's not enough? And that's the question mark that the market is still trying to deal with. That was also a liquidity issue that wasn't really meant to stimulate the market or the economy or save the market. That was basically just to make sure that the bond market is still trading smoothly because there was a lack of liquidity in the bond market. The spreads were getting pretty crazy. They want to make sure the bond markets were trading normally. So that's what really that was for. That wasn't really economic stimulus or something. You can look at it as QE, but it really wasn't designed to jumpstart the market or the economy. Excuse me. So I think we rallied today because of this little technical pattern that we identified here on the SPY, recognizing the price action between today and yesterday, similar to Monday and Tuesday. This little kind of descending triangle pattern that we see here, we broke above it and rallied. And Trump's speech was the trigger for that, talking about testing. And I think that's what the market wanted to hear. The market wants to hear actions being taken that will limit the spread of the virus so the market can finally put a pulse on what the economic impact is going to be so they can calculate what economic stimulus is going to do to the economy. You don't know what, if there's, let's say they come out and say every person affected by the coronavirus is going to get $1,000 check. Nobody has to pay their taxes, or there's a zero payroll tax cut. Whatever these plans that are being tossed around Capitol Hill and the White House, whatever those plans are, nobody knows how effective they're going to be until they know what the economic impact is going to be. And that's why right now the market wants to hear action about the virus stopping spreading. That's why I think we rallied today and we were all over it. And I jumped in, guys, right there on those call options. I held through this dip. I think, honestly, the reason why we dipped when he started speaking, he came out and started speaking. He was very lethargic. His voice didn't have that normal energy. He just seemed like, he didn't have that real energy to him. And I think a lot of people took that as a negative sign and immediately started to sell off. But then once he started speaking, everything got back to normal. He started talking about the testing, the national emergency, the test kits, and the market just rallied. And I stayed in the trade, and I'll take you guys back to my announcement. You can see here I took some profit at 240, took the bulk of the position off at 346, and my final take profit at 551 a contract for a 153% gain. And at that moment, it was like 350, 352, 353. We only had a few minutes left before the close. So I got flat like right there. And then the market just ripped into the close even further. Those contracts shot all the way up to like $11 a contract. So I left a lot of money on the table, but I wasn't trying to get too cute with it because, the contracts expire today. So I wanted to get out of those contracts before the bell. I left some money on the table, but still, I'll never complain with 153% gain on my final take profit. And that brought me from red to green on the day and finished the week on a high note. And I was super stoked about it. It was a really nice trade, especially having to hold through that dip because of just complete nonsense. There was no reason for that dip, so I held through it. So now let's get to the losing trades of the day. Coming into the day today with this gap up, I thought this gap up was actually going to hold today. I thought we would sell back down later next week, but today I thought the gap up was going to hold. I thought we were going to fade the initial gap up, fade it, and then recover and start to make a little bit of a move higher. So right in here, when we popped back above VWAP, I was expecting a consolidation phase here above VWAP and then eventually continue and try to get up and test today's highs. That was what I thought was going to happen. So when we came in here, I bought call options right there. Take it to my announcements in the morning. I bought the 265 strike. Today expiration's at $1.68. And we just never got going. VWAP did not hold. We broke back down. And as we started to pull back down, I got flat those contracts right here at $1.10 and $1.03 on those contracts. So I never got VWAP. I was looking to hold, looking for a trade line VWAP crossover to push us up to new highs or to test the high, excuse me. And we just didn't do it. So I started the day with a loss, and then I went after GLBS, which shame on me. I hate the shippers so much, guys. They're such garbage companies. The stocks are even worse. There's so much dilution in these companies that the stocks trade very poorly. I usually stay away from them. Maybe this was a boredom trade. I don't know. I was disappointed with myself for making this trade after the fact, but I'll share the trade with you guys regardless. So what I'm looking at here, guys, was the previous high of the day was lining up with the 23.6 Fibonacci level. We broke through that high with the heaviest volume of the day by far. So I came in here in front of that level and I got long GLBS right there at 90 cents. Take it to my alert so you guys can see I'm long GLBS at 90 cents. Stop loss to 80-cent area. Why 80 cents? Because that was VWAP and the 38.2 fib level. So once we pierced through VWAP right there, I exited GLBS at 792. So I was right on the day. And at this point, I'm saying I now know at this point, now I know that Trump is speaking at 3 o'clock. Okay. And I said to everybody in chat, I go, guys, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to wait for a potential move in the afternoon when Trump starts speaking. And that's exactly what I did. I waited. There's my entry on the call options, and we just exploded right into the close on the back of Trump's speech. So patience really paid for me today, not only waiting for this trade, but then also holding through that pullback, which was not easy. I was down about 50% on that pullback on the contracts, and then finished up 153% on my final take profit. So I was pretty happy about that. Finished the week off strong. We'll see what happens tomorrow, guys. This volatility is intense. You should be waking up every single day like a kid in a candy store, happy and excited to start your day, because I don't think this volatility is going anywhere for the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to continue to take advantage of it. If you guys are struggling during this environment, I really highly suggest that you go through my course of how to survive and thrive during a stock market crash. I have traded through environments like this before. I traded through the 2008 stock market crash. That's when I received the Trader of the Year award at the hedge fund for having a 36% return on my portfolio that I managed. Meanwhile, the stock market fell 50 to 55% during that same time period. So I know how to excel during this environment. We are excelling at True Trading Group. I highly recommend going through and taking that course, guys. And right now you can get the entire course curriculum and access to chat and the trade alerts and everything for a full year for a 30% discount. Click on the link below, go to TrueTradingGroup.com and use the coupon code TTGBM2020 and get that 30% off. It expires Sunday night at midnight. So you guys have a couple days left. I'll see you guys in chat on Monday. Take care.